Hello, if you are a parent in the Western world, I think it's important that you listen to this. A few days ago, some of my pastors, specifically two of them, came to my house just to, celebrate with us about our baby and why we were having a conversation, as it was my culture to always ask questions and learn from the elderly ones. And I was asking them some certain questions, and they shared two things with me that I think is important for every parent, most especially those of us who have traveled down from Nigeria, from any part of African country to the Western world. It's important that we learn these two things that, they shared with me. Number one thing they shared with me, while I was asking them question about parenting and all of that. And one of the pastors said to me, he said, Bro Joseph, nínú kẹ́lé owó tàbí kẹ́lé ọmọ dáadáa, ìkan lè máa mú. I'm going to interpret this in English. He said, between looking for money and raising godly children, you will have to choose one. And the word kept on ringing again in my mind, even days after they've left. Ikonlemamu. Ikonlemamu, that word talks about the place of priority. And it's true. Ikonlemamu. So what Pastor was saying is that, was that why money is important. You need money to have an healthy family. You need money to raise children and all of that. But what he was specifically talking about is a place of priority. He was saying that as a father, as a mother, raising children, godly children in the Western world, you need to have a very clear priority. Your priority must be clear. Are you here to look after money, or you are actually, concerned about raising godly children? And that word is very, very profound. So that place of priority, as simple as the word seems to be, is very, very important. Your action will always reflect your priority. The way you commit to your children, the way you teach your children, the way you relate with your children, the way you create time, intentionally create time for your children, will show the place of priority. All right. Number two thing that, one of the pastors shared with me was the place of unnecessary comparison. He said some of us who have traveled down from Nigeria down to here, or any part of Africa to England, or any part of Western world, he said some of the issues we have is we compare ourselves with other people. Maybe you've moved to the Western world and you've seen your colleagues in few 2 years or 3 years, they bought a house, they bought a nice car and all of that. And because of that, you begin to compare yourself with those family. And because of that, the resultant effect is, such individual now starts to pick up a lot of shifts, begin to work yourself out without creating time for the children. He says that has a significant effect in the kind of children that you will end up raising. So he was encouraging, my family that, we should avoid every form of unnecessary competition. We should try to ensure we run our own race based on the assignment that God has given to us. So I want to encourage everyone out there on those two basic things. Number one thing is you want to ensure that your priority is clear. So pick one. Not that you will not make money, but you see, when it comes to priority, in fact, the pastor was saying to me that there were times that he had to lose money. He had to close his eyes against money. He had to cancel shift. He had to ensure that he intentionally make himself, the family with the wife as well, make themselves available for the children to create time. And he was also saying that, being available is not just about being at home, sitting down at home. It's about engaging the children. It's about creating time to be with the children. It's about having quality interaction, engaging their minds, creating time to have conversation, productive conversation with the children. So I want to encourage everyone who have listened to this, please make sure you practice those two things, and I believe by the grace of God we will raise godly children. God bless you. Bye bye.